aqui.
Hello and welcome to the Wild Protea with myself, Clinton Chaman. Once again, thanks for joining me. As I have said in the past, guys, I'm starting this fan channel for South African sports in general, but focusing on more on the stuff that I know a lot about. Well, I think I know a lot about. The rugby, soccer, cricket, and I'd like to broaden my horizons on the female sports and other sports as well. So yeah, before I get into it, just like this video, give a comment below if there's anything you'd like me to cover, or just show some love, show some support for either myself or the Proteas or Springboks or whoever, guys. So yeah, also don't forget to subscribe, both here on the YouTube channel as well as the fairdigest.com. That is our magazine. So then straight into it. As I said last week, we're going to be discussing the test squad that was announced. Now this squad was announced on Monday, and there were 6 new names in the test squad for the series against England. The test squad is as stands: Faf du Plessis, Themba Bavuma, Quinton de Kock, Dean Alga, Björn Hendricks, Keshev Maharaj, Peter Malan, Aiden Markram, Zubair Hamza, Arne Nokia, Dane Patterson, Andile Petlekwayo, Vernon Verlander, Dwan Pretorius, Kagiso Rabada, Rudy Second, and Rassie van der Dissen. So that will be your test squad taking on the old foe, the English. We hammered them in the World Cup final, so they decided to send their world champions to come try and beat us. 6 new faces, guys. A little bit of a drastic change, but with the changes in the backroom staff, Graham Smith taking over Director of Cricket, Jacques Fall taking over CEO, CSA, Mark Boucher coming in, Jacques Callis coming in, whole range of new faces. You would expect there were going to be some heads that would roll. So just looking at that squad, my lineup for the first test would be as follows. I'd go Alga and Markram to open the batting, Hamza 3, Faf at 4, Quinton at 5, Rassie 6, 7 I'd go Rudy Second, and then Vern, Kesh, Rabada and Dane Patterson bringing up the rear there. Now what I've done there is I've gone for, you've got the out and out quick in Vern wishes. You've got the out and out quick in KG. And then you've got Patterson, who hovers around that 135, 140 mark, but moves the ball quite considerably. And then you've obviously got Vern, who does all sorts with the ball in and out and whatever, always keeping the batsman on his toes. And then Keshev's done a decent job, at test level. It's a bit difficult for him here, home conditions, with the ball's not turning as much, but hopefully he can play that holding role that we know he can do so well. As you can see, I've gone with two keepers in that. I've got it for Rudy Second and Quinton. So my view is, as I said in the podcast before, I would have picked probably Carl Verreynne in the test squad and played him at 7, and then you bat till 7. Put a little bit of pressure on the bowlers, but I think you got enough cover there with Aiden Markram and Algo, who can bowl some overs if you need. So as I was saying, it strengthens the batting lineup. I think Rudy Second, he's been knocking on the door for quite some time now, and I think he'll grab this opportunity. Zubair Hamza, I think, is the next good or great number 3 batter for South Africa. He looks a world class player. He didn't look out of his depth in India, even though it was a tough place to bat and tough place to start to come into the team again, but he didn't look out of his depth. He looked pretty good. Rassie van der Dissen has an average this season in the 4-day competition of 75, or last season of 75. So that's a no-brainer for me. He's played 10 years or close now on 10 years of first-class cricket, and I think he will make the step up. So I've gone for obviously the stronger batting lineup. Just thinking that runs on the board in this series is going to be huge. If you just cast your mind back a little bit to the England and New Zealand series, New Zealand got big runs on the board in that first test, and England couldn't quite handle it because they used to not batting for those long periods of time, and that bit them in the arse a bit because they couldn't. They would occupy the crease for a little bit, but then not quite get over the line. They did rectify that quite a bit in the second test. I think it was Joe Root got a double 100. Who batted with him? It was the new kid. I can't remember his name now, but anyway. Yeah, so hopefully, we can get big runs on the board, and then I think with the skills of our bowlers, I think will be too much for the English. Well, hopefully too much for the English. I think first thing on the agenda for Mark Barcher and Jacques Callis and Charles Langeveld, who is the new backroom staff there, is reinstilling the confidence in the boys. I think confidence must obviously be a little bit low at the moment. Even though Faf won the MSL T20 with the Paul Rocks, I still think at test level the confidence isn't quite there. You can see on his face that Faf's been a troubled man ever since the World Cup, really, and he hasn't really looked the same. So hopefully, with a fresh approach, a fresh mindset, Faf can come out firing, and when he fires, South Africa tend to do very, very well. Just one minor blow for the Proteas. Temba Bavuma has been ruled out. Now they did say he will be ready within 7 or 10 days time, so he might be ready for the New Year's test. But in my side, I probably wouldn't have picked him anyway. I feel like Bavuma, I would have preferred if he wasn't in the test squad, and he went back and played some first class cricket and got some runs under the belt. I just feel like he's constantly in the test squad. He always looks good. He always looks like he's in a decent nick, but he always manages to find ways of getting out. And I think maybe just batting on a nice flat deck against some lesser bowlers than international bowlers, maybe it'll do him some good, get some runs on the belt, and then come back into the team with some good runs. So just having a look at the English squad now. Apparently they've been struck down with a bit of illness. A few players going down with I think it's a stomach bug or something like that. I can't quite remember the article that I read. I should have written it down, but anyway, they've been struck down with illness. They've brought in 2 players just in case they need them. So maybe that's going to be a good thing for us. Maybe 1 or 2 of the guys won't quite be at their best, and we can take advantage of that. And I mean, in the current situation that we're in, where our cricket we haven't played the best cricket for quite some time. We'll take any break we can get, really. You take the rough with the smooth, as they say, and hopefully we can use that and take advantage of the fact that maybe 1 or 2 of them are struggling. And then England lost the series recently to New Zealand. The second test was drawn. The first test, England were hammered. But having said that, they were in the test until BJ Watling and Mitchell Santner got that massive partnership. I think Watling got a double 100 and Santner got 150 or 160 or something like that. So, but they took wickets early on, and that's one thing that I think we have to be really careful of. That's another thing about who's going to open the batting for us. Now, obviously, Algo is the stalwart. Aidan Markram is coming off a hand injury. We don't quite know if he's going to be 100% by that time. In which case, I don't know who would open the batting. They went with Quinton. Although I personally wouldn't go with Quinton, I would prefer him at 4 or 5. Just having a look down here, they have included Peter Milan, opening batsman for the Cobras, has done exceptionally well over the last 2 seasons, scoring hundreds for fun. And then you've got Rudy Second, who I think opens the batting for his franchise as well. So they've given themselves some options there with regards to open the batting. And then, I've got Hamza at 3. and Faf at 4. I just feel like Faf at 4 is the best position for him, because if he's out in the field for a while, he gets that little bit of rest, time to relax, free his mind a bit. You know, as skipper, your mind is always obviously on the game when you're on the field. Bowling changes, this guy's not bowling well, can I find a guy to bowl in over here, blah blah blah, whatever, time, getting through overs, that sort of thing. So it's a very mentally draining aspect of the game. So I think if he bats at 4, I think that'll be perfect for him, you know, and obviously if the guys do well in front of him, which hasn't always been the case. Yeah, guys, so that is pretty much all I have for this week. Apologies if I look a bit drained. I've only had an hour's sleep. I couldn't sleep last night for some odd reason. And then my daughter woke me up at 6 o'clock this morning after I went to bed at 5. So yeah, a bit of a long day for me, but I'm here nonetheless, giving you guys my thoughts, my views, and I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, you know, that's the whole point of a fan channel, is to hear from the fans, and I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? What do you think of the Test squad? What do you think of Faf? Do you think he's the right man for the job going forward? I certainly do. I think, you know, the things that have been happening behind the scenes have gotten to Faf a lot, and I think now with a bit of stability, even though it's short-term stability, I think that Faf will thrive in that sort of environment, and hopefully Mark Boucher, that he can get the best out of the boys this summer, because we've got a tough summer coming up, guys. England and then Australia, so that is a tough, as tough as it comes, you know, right after playing India, so at home. So it's not going to get any easier. It's going to get probably harder. I think Australia is probably up there with India as the best teams in the world at the moment, as they just thrashed who was it, Pakistan, and I think they beat, they just thrashed New Zealand now as well. So yeah, it's looking tough there for the guys. Just before I go, guys, I have written an article, in case you guys are wondering, on the backroom staff of South Africa. So you guys can go check it out on thefairdigest.com. So I've written just a piece on, you know, Mark Boucher, Jacques Callis, Charles Langeveld, Jacques Falls, just what I think of all of them and what I think they can bring to the team and that sort of thing. So go check it out, guys, on thefairdigest.com. Go subscribe. Yeah, guys, that is all I have. So thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to comment, guys. Fan channel, want to get to know you guys, want to get to hear from you guys. And if I'm doing a good job, or whatever you think of me, if I'm doing a bad job, let me know, guys. And then, as usual, don't forget to subscribe here on the YouTube channel, as well as thefairdigest.com. Also, guys, don't forget, on Monday will be Clinton's Corner, where I bring you all the latest sport from the NBA, NFL, and locally as well. That's all I have for you guys. Have a fantastic Friday and rest of your weekend. Almost Christmas. Get those last few shopping items in there, and I will see you again on Monday. Cheers, guys. Have an absolutely awesome weekend.